Hello, everyone. As most of you know by now, my name is Wael Shibli. I'm the InspirASIAN Scholarship Director for Washington State. On the call, we also have Linda, the Washington Chapter President, and we have Greg, the Vice President, and we have Brandon, the Vice Chair of the National Scholarship Program. Also at the ceremony, we have our board members. I'm going to read their names without the titles. Kelly Springer, Carol Tagayun, Tracy Town, Cheryl McMillan, Cheryl Swartz, May Kodoy, Jack Kwan, and Jeffrey Wang. We also have Caroline Gong. And this year, we also have two special guests, Yakun Gao, the InspirASIAN National Scholarship Chair, and also Sudha Gopal, our National Scholarship Chief Administrator. So thank you all for being here today. As I mentioned in the invite, we usually celebrate this ceremony every year at a local restaurant here in Washington, but this year we had to go virtual due to COVID-19. Even though we are virtual, still glad we have us all gathered together to celebrate our 2020 scholars. Now I will give the floor to our chapter president, Linda, to give us a brief overview about the InspirASIAN. Linda, it's all yours if you're ready.
All right, thank you, Wael. And thank you, Wael and Brandon. There's a lot of work that goes into this for months, and you two have worked really hard for our chapter as well as with the national folks. So kudos to both of you for all your work. So InspirASIAN is one of 12 employee groups over here at AT&T. InspirASIAN itself has 15 chapters in different parts of the country. We celebrate diversity and inclusion in our workplace as well as the community. We've got fun events, Dragon Boat racing. My shirt is actually from Seattle Flying Dragon. We celebrate Lunar New Year's with potlucks and games. We also do fundraising activities. So the primary focus for us in making a difference is through our scholarship program with students like yourselves. So this is a very special day for you, as it is for us. As we celebrate Asian Heritage Month, we want to honor you today by recognizing your achievements and learning more about you. So you're the next generation that's going to take us into the future with your innovation, your experiences, creativity, new ways of thinking, and engagement to help shape our world. So we look forward to a really great conversation with you today. And so thank you for being here. So I'm going to hand it over to Yakun, who is the National Program Scholarship Chair.
Okay, so now to our special guest that we said. Yakun,
thank you.
It's yours.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Brandon. Everybody from Washington chapter for inviting Sudha and myself to join your party. And yes, COVID-19 has really affected all of us in different ways. But for good or bad, that gave us, Sudha and myself, an opportunity to join your party and celebrate the achievement of all your wonderful scholars. And in fact, I remember in my many, many trips to Seattle, and there was one time I missed your party a few years ago by literally 24 hours. Brandon did not tell me ahead of time. So I'm glad I'm able to join this time, even though it's virtually. But I brought my 28-inch monitor back home from work, so I can see everybody quite clear on my big monitor here. So congratulations to all the scholars, okay? Be it national level or at Washington level, and you are all among the best of the best. And on behalf of 100 volunteers, we are impressed by your accomplishment at such a young age. That blew myself away, okay? And as Linda said, you are the future. In fact, I now recall on my trips to Washington, there's something always impressed me and intrigued me with Washington. And now it came back to me at this moment. It's the creativity and the spirit of innovation in that corner of the world. And you guys always came back, surprised me, impressed me with interesting ideas that makes things to work, that seems to be mission impossible. And this is a living proof that we can all meet together from all corners of the country on one screen, okay? And this is a innovation. And that's why I think Seattle is among one of the best job markets in the country. And this is the proof of that. And I can see all the scholars in front of me here, from Evelyn to Claire, to Darren, to Caitlin, to Eris, to Lisa, to Megan. If I miss anybody, I apologize, but you are you live in a fortunate corner of the world that you grew up in that ring, and somehow and I planted that creativity already in you, and I read your application, and I can feel that. I can see that. So you all have a bright future ahead of you. So thank you for telling us, sharing with us your stories. We are so happy to have you join us today, and I'm so fortunate to be able to join you from Atlanta, Georgia. We celebrate your success, and we wish you the best. And we hope you all can do amazing things by leveraging that spirit of innovation from where you grew up. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Yakun. I appreciate it. And I'll leave it now for Brandon, our Vice Chair.
Thank you, Yakun. That was an amazing intro. So I really appreciate your leadership with SUDA in running this scholarship program all these years. We've had great memories and we've done some amazing things. So really lucky to call you guys my friends and colleagues. All right, like what Wael was saying, I'm the Vice Chair for the Scholarship Program, InspirASIAN. My primary role is to oversee the judging portion of the program. And I'll just share a little bit about this year's scholarship results. InspirASIAN offered 91 total scholarships. So that's worth $113,000. So of the 91 total scholarships, there were 22 national scholarships worth $2,000 each, worth $44,000. InspirASIAN also offers state scholarships as supported by local chapters. This year, local chapters giving out 69 state scholarships. And as you see there on the screen there, you see all the national scholars, all 22 of them. Something interesting about our scholarship is open up to all students, regardless of ethnicity. So all it takes is an essay and writing about the awareness of diversity. With that said, I'm just gonna share with you the national results that would affect Washington chapter. This year, we have a scholar from Washington State, our only scholar from a national perspective, and her name is Evelyn Chen. And there's Evelyn Chen on the left-hand side. She's from Bellevue, Washington, Newport High School. Thank you, Evelyn, for representing Washington State as the sole national scholar from this region. Cheryl, you want to stop sharing now so we can see Evelyn?
Sure.
Evelyn, all right.
Hi,
guys. Hello. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for joining us today. So I really appreciate it. Question we're going to ask all of our students through this virtual event. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I'm Evelyn. I go to Newport, like they talked about. Some things I've done at Newport is that I've been a part of debate and theater, so I'm really interested in those as well.
All right. So, I read your application. You have tons of achievements that you've listed. It looks like you're very passionate about debate. The essay was amazing. Something that was interesting that I saw was that you wanted to become a CEO of a nonprofit one of these days. So how come that aspiration and why and which area I need to focus on?
Yeah, for sure. I'm really passionate about nonprofit work, especially empowering women and minorities. And in the future, I hope to continue to stay involved in a variety of areas. Throughout high school, I've been especially passionate about human trafficking and STEM education. And so in the future, I want to continue my work just because I believe what nonprofits do in our community is so important. And I think that work definitely is something that should be supported.
I think you make a pretty good CEO one of these days based on what I'm seeing in the application.
Thank you.
You also stated you're debating between Harvard University and Emory. Have you decided yet?
Yeah, I'll be attending Harvard next year.
All right, way to go.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Evelyn, for representing Washington State as a sole national scholarship recipient. So an amazing achievement. You're up there with the best of them, with the Inspiration Scholars. So congratulations and wish you all the best.
Thank you for this opportunity.
All right, YL, I'm going to turn it back to you. YL is going to cover the state results.
Okay, thank you, Brandon, and congratulations, Evelyn. As Brandon mentioned, our scholarship program has 10 state scholarship awards this year, each worth $1,000. I hope that you guys received the award either by a check by mail or PayPal. So for now, let's see. Here we go. I see Alexia. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to list all the names in alphabetical order. Okay. There's Alexia Beltran from Redmond High School. Hi, Alexia.
Hello.
Hi. I'm glad you're able to join. I saw your text. So Alexia, can you please give us maybe a brief introduction about yourself?
Hi, I'm Alexia. I'm a senior from Redmond High School, and I'm going to be attending University of Washington.
That's really cool.
Okay,
You made the decision. Looks like we got a lot of people going to at least one more going to the UW. So go Huskies.
Yeah, go Dogs.
So I saw that you have a really interesting background with both your parents, and I know that you have a lot of awesome school accomplishments, but I just wanted to take it a little bit to the lighter side and ask you about, well, one thing was you have a lot of experience teaching. I see that you have done a lot of, you teach Korean, Spanish, compose piano, do piano. So I just wanted to ask you, how do you feel about the whole teaching? I know you want to be an orthodontist, and that's awesome. You see a lot of little kids that way, and since you've been teaching, you might, that might help you. So can you talk to me about like all the different things that you've taught and
Yeah. So I've been a volunteer teacher assistant at the same Korean school that I went to from preschool to 8th grade. And yeah, so I just helped, like, my class this year was first graders to second graders, and I just helped them learn the Korean language and culture and like how to read and write. And then also on during the week I would help like freshmen and sophomores who are in Spanish class because I did 4 years of Spanish, and so I would tutor them. And yeah, it's really, I really love doing it, like meeting with all the kids, and if you're teaching them, you're also learning stuff too. So that's my favorite part. Yeah.
oh, that's really great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so right now you're leaning towards being an orthodontist.
Yes.
Is that?
Yes, I work at an orthodontist right now. I've since freshman year, and Dr. Roos is like such an inspiration to me, and so I really want to go into that field because I also love chemistry and like science and everything. And so I would really love to like give back to my community and yeah, and help be an orthodontist and help people. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. I know you'll be really successful in whatever you do because you have an awesome background and you're so good, so accomplished already.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Alexia. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Okay, back to Chiwon Han from Newport High School. Hi, Chiwon.
Hi.
Here you are. Now we can see you. So, can you please tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Chaewon. I'm also from Bellevue, Washington, and go to Newport. Next year, I'll be attending Princeton with an intended major in economics, but I'm pretty sure that will change as the 4 years goes on.
Very good. Anybody has any question to Chaewon?
Yeah. Hi, Chaewon. My name's Miyako Doi. I read your essay, and it was quite breathtaking. I learned a lot from it, and the writing was just beautiful. So if it's okay, I'm going to read one sentence out of there. And it says, our shared culture of giving serves as the needle to the invisible thread that binds all people together. And just such a beautiful sentence, and beautiful sentences throughout your essay. So tell us a little about, you learned to sew, and then through this process, and you've done so many wonderful things, but you learned to sew with the Days for Girls, and then had some discoveries about giving. So share with us that process.
Yeah, Days for Girls is an organization that advocates against period poverty through health education and with the distribution of like reusable menstrual products. So I became involved with this organization in 10th grade, starting with our school club, and that led me to being more involved by attending these weekly sewing events that we had at a local volunteer's house. And our local volunteers were comprised of a couple of grandmothers and a couple of teenagers from the area. So honestly, like I didn't really know how to sew anything, or didn't really know much about the organization in itself, but having those conversations made me realize a lot of similarities between myself and somebody I thought I'd never be able to relate to because of this one common goal we shared.
Thank you, Chewan, and congratulations. And really, lovely essay, lovely essay.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Chewan. Thank you, Meiko. Okay, now Claire Alared from Home High School. Hi, Claire.
Hi.
Let's see, we can see you. Here you are.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can see you and hear you. So can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm from Bellingham, Washington. I go to Home High School. Next year, I'll be going to Georgetown University to study international relations, and I'm hoping to study global affairs and international business. And I'm very passionate about learning languages and doing volunteer work. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody has any questions to Claire?
Greg, do you have any?
Greg lost his audio, he said.
Brandon, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I thought Greg was going to ask a question. We can skip and Greg have the opportunity because I think he prepared for it.
Right, thank you. Okay, now we go to Darren Salazar. Hi, Darren.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Darren. I go to Sequim High School, and I'm super excited to go to the University of Washington next year.
Very good. Anybody have any question to Darren?
Wow, Darren, I picked your name kind of with a hat. I hadn't read anything about you because my granddaughter goes to Sequim High School. So I've been helping her during the COVID time, and I thought, well, I'll pick someone from Sequim just because that sounds like a good match. And I was amazed because reading through your essay, your story is similar to mine. I have 3 Hispanic boys that I raised and now 9 grandchildren. So big family, and we've had a lot of fun. And education is something that I am very passionate about. I make sure that, my grandkids and family all know this. I'm loud and proud about it. And what I found very interesting on your essay is that you're in a small town and you volunteer all of the time. So kudos to you for doing that in Sequim, being such a tiny place. And my question to you today is, what are you doing during COVID-19 for your volunteer opportunities? Are the food banks still open there? Are you participating in that manner?
Yeah, for sure. We've had to take a lot of precautions, of course, wearing gloves and masks, and we moved a lot of the stuff outside, so that way instead of them filling out slips and then going to fill out the food baskets, they stay outside in their cars, and then we go out there and hand them the baskets. And then after each food basket, we have to wash our hands and help take care of ourselves so that way we don't spread anything.
Yeah. What have you been doing for school? How did you find the online schooling? Because I found it a little difficult helping my granddaughter out in navigating through, the different applications. How did you feel about it?
It's been 50-50. Turning in the work has been okay, but communication between teachers has been really hard because a lot of the teachers that I have are not familiar with using online platforms. And so that's been a little tricky, but that was in the earlier part of online schooling, but now it's been good.
Well, just know that we're all really proud of you, and congratulations for picking the University of Washington and dentistry. When I moved to Washington 30 plus years ago, dentist on Bainbridge Island became one of my good friends and still is. So not only is he my dentist still, he's a good friend. So I wish you the best and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Tracy.
Actually, I want to echo what Darren just said. The challenge is not on their generation. The challenge is on our generation. In fact, and here in Georgia Tech, there are a couple of professors just quit because they could not teach online. So it's really, it's our challenge. It's not challenge for anybody that graduating from high school these days.
Oh, thanks, Yakun. All right, this has been so fun now getting to recognize and know a little bit more about our 2020 scholars. We're about halfway through. At this time, we would like to take a pause for a short musical performance. And for that, I would like to introduce everyone to Ethan Giannini, a student from Skyview Middle School, who will perform an abbreviated version of The Climb by Miley Cyrus. Ethan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Am I coming out well?
Yes, now we can hear you. It's all yours.
Okay.
Great job, Ethan.
Very nice.
Very nice. That was great.
Ethan Giannini from
Thank you, Ethan.
Here in Bothell, Washington. I wanted to play this song dedicated to all of this year's Inspiration Scholars and to the graduating class of 2020. With this pandemic, nothing has been the same, so I decided to play this song called The Climb by Miley Cyrus. It's all about encountering struggles and overcoming them. As this song tries to convey, when you encounter problems, which are mountains, be strong and keep pushing on. It's not about failure, so look around the other side. It's about the journey, because those are the moments you'll remember most. You are surrounded by a community of leaders who are here on the call, all rooting for you. So remember that and use it as your inspiration as you climb your own mountains. Congratulations and good luck in college this fall.
Thank you, Ethan. Thank you. That was great.
Nice job, Ethan.
That's awesome.
He spoke like a future inspiration scholar.
He does. He
He's
does.
on his way.
That's right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you again. Okay, now back to our scholarship scholars. And I think now we are at scholar number 5, and that's Iris Peng from Interlake High School. Hi, Iris.
Hello. Is my mic on?
Wait. Yes.
Hi.
Now we can hear. Yes, and we can see you too. Hi.
Okay. Hi.
Just if you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh yeah. So I go to Interlake High School, and next year I'll also be studying at Georgetown, and I want to study government and economics with a specific focus on comparative politics between China and the United States.
Awesome. Very nice. Anyone have any questions to Iris?
Hi, Iris. This is Carolyn Leung. It's a very impressive essay. You have so many volunteer hours that it's hard to believe that you're only graduating from high school. Congratulations on the many awards and recognitions and accomplishments that you have done. It's so positive to see that you see the need to bridge the generations and cultures. Being of a familiar life, I've often had to translate for my mom. In fact, going into school, kindergarten, I didn't know any English, and I had to learn. Talk about a culture shock. But I kind of wanted to see, at what point would you say that it motivated you to turn your goal towards becoming a lawyer? Was it from your many volunteer activities, or was it a teacher or mentor that gave you the interest?
So before high school and even in 9th grade, I thought I wanted to be a doctor, mostly because my parents were like, oh, you should become a doctor because that suits your personality. And then in 10th grade, I took AP United States History, which is the course that really opened up my perspective to a lot of the issues that I'm passionate about today. And I also joined the debate team for Interlake, and that also exposed me to a bunch of like global and domestic issues that I found really interesting, and I also wanted to pursue in the future, which is why I wanted to become a lawyer after that course and throughout high school.
Oh, that's great. I guess with this COVID-19, schools and life are going to be different going forward. As a class of 2020, were you able to experience, you were able to experience the before and the after effects. What encouraging words would you say to your younger, classmates and future grades?
I think that despite the COVID-19 crisis, that like everyone is also facing the same struggles. So even though you might feel demotivated to give up on academics, I think staying focused is really important because the prime time for education is these few years, and if you let that go, then you're never really going to get that back. So even like there's going to be a lot more crises in the future, and sometimes you just have to adapt and embrace it.
You're so amazing, and you have a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
You're going to be just wonderful at whatever you choose to do, whether in 2 years you decide to become a doctor again or, stay the course with being a lawyer. Congratulations. It's really encouraging to see all the young women and men becoming our future leaders. I'm so proud of all of you guys. Congratulations.
That's great. Congratulations, Iris, and thank you. Thanks, Caroline. Okay, and now to our scholar, Caitlin Ferguson from Henry Jackson High School in Everett. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi.
Now we can see you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe?
Yes, my name's Caitlin, and I go to Henry M. Jackson High School. Next year, I plan to study biology at the University of Washington and hope to go on the pre-med track.
Very good. Very good. Great. Maybe I can ask you a question. So I read your essay and I loved it. At the same time, I like the metaphor in your essay, but I'm very curious. What is your favorite soup?
That's kind of hard. I think I like any soup that my mom makes.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it was a good metaphor to talk about
it is.
community.
I loved it. I loved it. That was great. Thank you. It's so I know that in your application you said you wanted to go to to medical school and specifically to be a pediatrician. But now, just those days with COVID-19, did the idea of becoming a virologist maybe cross your mind to just deal with, I don't know, viruses, researches, stuff like that, or that didn't change your goal?
I think that it has crossed my mind a little bit, but at the same time, I know that there will still be lots of kids that are in need of medical care and treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So I really have that goal of becoming a pediatrician just to help kids.
That's good. Okay, great. Congratulations, and hope to see a doctor one day.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
Well, we're all counting on you when the next pandemic hit. Hopefully you can invent a vaccine next time.
Expecting another one. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Now, Catherine Hollow from Intertake High School. Catherine, can you please give us a hi?
Can you guys hear me all right?
It's going to take some time. There's a delay. We'll see you eventually.
Okay.
Now we can
well,
see
my name. Okay. Well, my name's Catherine. I also go to Interlake High School, and I'm attending Duke University to study economics and computer science.
Great, thank you, Catherine. Anybody has a question to Catherine?
Yeah, hi, Catherine. This is my name is Kelly. I read your essay, and I found it really impressive. It kind of hit home a little bit your biotechnology that you wanted to study in your essay, and the things that you discussed were interesting. I actually have a daughter who is in the UW Medical School currently, and she's in rural medicine. So the idea that you wanted to bring biotechnology medicine to all was really interesting. So I was just kind of curious, do you feel that there's been any changes since the COVID-19 in your goals, or do you feel like you're still pretty focused on what you were writing about in your essay?
Yeah, I actually think it's only heightened my interest in global health and global biotechnology. A lot of what the news and media is focusing on is generally what's happening in developed countries. We really aren't hearing much about what's happening in developing countries. But from what we can tell, many of those healthcare systems and communities are far less equipped to handle this kind of pandemic and to this scale. And we also really don't have that much information on how it impacts those communities. So I think, especially with this pandemic, it highlights a greater need to make sure that we are providing access to technology, but also education, other factors to help those communities help themselves and help others.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you and Captain Ferguson need to get together to solve all the problems. So.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Catherine. Thanks, Kelly. And we have scholar Linda Fan from Garfield High School, who was not able to be with us today. So we just wish her good luck. And we move on to Lisa Ha from Kent Meridian High School. Hi, Lisa.
Hi. Can you see or hear me?
Yeah, yes, now we can see you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Lisa, and I will be graduating from Kent Lane High School this year. And for next year, I'm planning on going to Pacific Lutheran University to study computer science.
Very good, very good. Anybody has a question to Lisa?
Hi, well, it's Carol Chigayan. Hello.
Hi.
Everyone. Hi, Lisa. And first, I wanted to say thank you to Yakun and Suda for joining. They have been running this program for many years. It's a lot of work, and they didn't mention the numerous number of volunteers. I've been reading scholarship applications for 20 years. I've been fundraising for this scholarship, and it just always makes me so happy to see the students. And I always love the essays that really that are really interesting. They really helps when you go through and read them, and those are always ones I like score-wise. And you had an excellent essay as well. But the other thing I liked, Lisa, about your application was that you mentioned Girls Who Code, and this is a program that I'm very involved with also. And I manage the AT&T partnership program, and AT&T has been funding this program for many years. So, and I see that you're also interested in computer science, so your Girls Who Code summer program paid off.
Yeah.
And gaming. And I wanted to ask, what project did you work on for your final Girls Who Code project?
Oh, okay. So it was like a point-and-click adventure game, and you got to play. So there was two characters, the human and then the cat. So you got to play the cat to like help out your human because like your human is going through some things, and so like you're just there as like a support system to your human. So it's like so it's like a kid-friendly game, like trying to introduce kids to the concept of mental health in like a way that like because like media tends to warp it a lot, and so like and I think it's good to like start like getting I guess exposed to it in like a more educational way rather than like what like social media is saying. So like that was the purpose for a game, to like help increase awareness of like mental health and mental illnesses for younger kids.
Yeah, I really like what you said in your essay about diversity and focusing on diversity and entering a field and bringing in more diversity. And I think that's exactly what Girls Who Code was about. And so really happy that that worked out for you. And then I was just also wondering, where I think you did your Girls Who Code at Microsoft. Was that?
Oh, I did it. I did it at 5 Networks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I also saw that you joined clubs as well. So
yes.
Were you a sophomore or a senior? Did you do that Girls Who Code last summer or the summer before?
Yeah, so I did the Girls Who Code last summer, and then this year is when I joined the club. But like this year is also like the first year that my school had the club too. So yeah, that was really a good time for me.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm so glad that you applied, that you won. I really wish you all a lot of luck. And for all of the scholars, I just wanted to mention that we got a message, actually Yakun got a message earlier this year, and we had 3 scholarship recipients that all happened to meet each other at Harvard. They were in different grades, but somehow they talked about, they had something in common. After they met and became friends, they found out that they had all received scholarships from InspirASIAN when they went into the first year. So keep your eye out for other InspirASIAN scholars, whatever school you're going to. Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Yeah, Carol, to that side, since 3 of us took over this program 9 years ago, we have awarded over 600 scholarships. And I'm sure they are in pretty much every major university in this country. So it's going to be pretty easy to meet some other scholars. In fact, I just heard there are a couple going to UW, there are a couple going to Georgetown. So I'm sure you're all going to run into each other at the college campus.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Okay, now I can hear. Now, our last scholar is Megan Wang from Monito High School.
Hello.
That's my neighbor.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can. Yep. Now we can hear you and see you too.
Hi. So
Can you
I
tell
go
us
to
a little bit
Juanita High
about
School.
yourself?
Sorry. Yeah. As well
Sorry.
as well said, I go to Juanita High School in Kirkland, Washington. So pretty close. And I will be attending UW next year as well. So go Dogs with that. And I will hopefully be studying chemical engineering. Hopefully to do research in the medical field in the future at a molecular level.
Wow. Hey, Megan, this is Linda Ishii. I read your essay several times, and it was so really well done. I was very moved by it. I could identify with many of your experiences because I've gone through a lot of that too. And you have an inquisitive mind. So yes, I think you were born to be this chemical engineer.
Thank
so,
you.
Yeah. And I wanted I had to quote, I mean, there were so many fascinating, really powerful statements that you made. I just want to say a few of them. One of them was contribute to tomorrow's world by reframing impossible problems into approachable solutions. I thought that was just so powerful. And another thing, I know you had shared a story about when you were young and you had brought your lunch and, someone said, ew, right? I mean, because of the smell and it was just something that was foreign to them. But I really liked what you said, that I realized that I didn't challenge discrimination because I feared exclusion as you grew up, right? So I really applaud you for taking the high road and approaching things in a positive way. And I think from that, it really opened up a lot of things for you. Like I said, I'll probably read your essay again and again. I've always learned something new and just gives me great insight to you. So you do so much. I think you do some volunteering too with Red Key.
Key Club, yeah.
Key Club, thank you. But I was wondering, you have all these different interests, so what would your ideal job for you? What would that be?
I'm still not quite sure. I said I wanted to join or enter into the medical field to do some molecular research. So I think that's like my biggest goal right now is to try to do some molecular research for helping with health conditions, or for example, tissue engineering or designing drug delivery systems. So something like that, all that stuff interests me. So anything in the medical field would be, excellent. But something to help people with conditions or with processes would probably be my ultimate goal.
Okay, and you're going to be staying around in the area then? Because we've got a lot of great research places here.
Yeah, I think it's a great place to be. Weather can be a little bipolar, but I think I'll take it.
Okay. I was wondering, have you done any traveling outside the country?
Yes. I'm fortunate enough, my parents have taken me to Asia actually a couple times. So my family's from Hong Kong and China, so I've been there a couple times. And we took a couple side trips to Japan and Korea as well. And I really love the cultures there, and it's really interesting to see how other people just live. It's just really interesting to see how they view the world in such a different perspective. And I think that's also really inspiring as well.
It is. It is. Do you have a couple places that you haven't been that you'd really like to go?
Oh, I like Thailand. I want to go to Thailand really badly. Somewhere in Southeast Asia for sure.
Okay, great. It sounds like you've got some great influences, like from your father, who is an engineer as well. So, we've got Fred Hutch, we've got a lot of, great places around here. So whether you're here or somewhere else, we'll be looking forward to reading about you, and your discoveries and more accomplishments. So
much. Thank you everyone at
Inspiration
InspirASIAN as well.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Megan, and thank you, Linda. I have to go back to Claire. I'm sorry, Claire. Are you still on the call with us? Because I think Greg want to ask you a question and his audio died. Maybe you should.
Yeah, I apologize for that. Of course, it died
No.
during the one part, but I had.
I apologize. I was
actually,
asking Brandon though. Okay.
Yeah. I was actually quite excited to read your essay, and I just wanted to comment. I saw where your grandparents had experienced a lot of difficulties when they first came here, and yet you didn't take that bitterness away from that. Instead, it seemed to drive you for a thirst for knowledge and bring back the value of the different cultures to your community. And could you comment a little bit about, have you done any travel, and what are the top 2 countries that you want to go to, and the cultures that you hope to visit there and bring back information to your community?
Yeah, I've gone to Europe twice. I've been to France for an exchange program, and then I went there again because I was studying French. And those cultures and all of the different European countries have been really interesting. But I would really love to go to Mexico because that is where, my grandparents are from, and, where my culture and heritage came from, and really anywhere in Latin America, because that is all just, a culture that is very interesting to me. And then I would also really like to visit Cambodia. I read the book First They Killed My Father, which was a very powerful and moving book, and it really inspired me. And I would like to see more of that culture, and yeah.
And I'm afraid I lost my audio too when I lost it. Did you talk about, do you know what you want to do yet? Your focus
in
college?
I'm going to Georgetown University to study. I'm in the School of Foreign Service, so I hope to study international business and global affairs. They have a joint degree between the 2 programs. And so obviously I want to keep doing the, international path and studying international topics.
Very exciting. Well, I just want to make sure I say congratulations. I also got to read some of the essays for the judging, and I can tell you, you truly do deserve this award, and you may not appreciate how well you're doing, but look forward to see how well you do in the next phase, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Per. Thanks, Greg. Okay, now I guess our treasurer, Cheryl McMillan, has a small surprise for everyone. That's what I was told. Cheryl, is that true?
Are you going to sing, Cheryl?
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear.
Okay, all right. I was on mute because I was taking pictures, and Brandon told me to put myself on mute. So, yeah, so if everybody checks their email, there's just a little token that we want to give you. It's a Amazon gift card for $25. You can have a dinner, but at least you get something for coming. So appreciate everybody for being here. And you guys are inspirational. I love what Alexa said about when you teach, you learn. And everybody had just, you guys are so wise for your age that it just, it's just incredible. Talking about the COVID and how to adapt. Iris was just, all of you are just exceptional. So I know you'll go out do great things, and congratulations. Enjoy your little gift, and thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. And guys, if you check your email, you don't find it, please ping me, or just ping me. I'll find out what's going on. All right. Okay, that was great. It's not like meeting in person, but I think it was a success. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I think it was awesome.
Okay.
Good job.
Then let's
Wael, I wanted to make a comment.
Go ahead.
So this is Wael's first year with leading the Washington Chapter Scholarship Program. And you just did an amazing job, Wael. You just basically hit this out of the ballpark. We weren't sure how this is gonna, how this would unfold. But, we usually have a scholarship dinner, right, where everyone meets. But instead of, just sending everything electronic and stuff, we strive to do something. And I think what's really important here is just a human element of, trying to do something, right? Trying to make a difference, trying to convey that, we really appreciate the next generation of leaders that's emerging from our community. And I hope all your scholars are able to see that you have supporters out there who's rooting for you in the background. Lots of mentors out there in life that you can tap into. And this is just a few examples of some mentors here at AT&T. So thank you so much, Wael. You did an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I really appreciate your help, Brandon. And I apologize. I was ready before the call, but things didn't work as I wanted them to. I was expecting them to be. I was more ready, but it never happened to me. My laptop, so kept rebooting on me. So okay, I think let's all give our cameras maybe a thumbs up, maybe if you can pause for 2 seconds for a picture for the website.
I'm going to put everyone in grid view, and I want everyone to wave to for 15 seconds if you can. That'd be great. I'm going to take a little quick video here.
So thumbs up or wave or.
I want to see everyone. All right, here we go. Wave, everybody. All right. Awesome job, everyone. It was nice seeing all the students.
Congratulations. So proud of all of you. I look forward to hearing about you in the future. We'll probably be reading up on you here pretty soon.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
Remember us in the future too, okay? You never know.
And thank you, Ethan, for playing the piano for us. That was really a nice rendition that you did for us.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Ethan. Thank you.
Good having you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Pleasure to have you.
Very deserving scholars. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.